You sure?
10 seconds remaining.
I think, where would you put
Narman, he's the only Enigma player in the team.
5
Well,
seconds
I haven't seen Force play Enigma. That's why I'm saying Narman on 4, Spirit Breaker in 3.
Oh,
unless they swap it. But they could swap. They could definitely swap. I can see that happen.
They go for a Rubik. Either way, this is the right pick from Spawn Team. So in terms of Geek Fam, we can only guess who's going to be playing what.
Remaining.
Rubik is definitely pick here. It puts the Marcy in the 5 role most likely, unless you want to put it in the off lane. But considering you're playing against the Enigma, sure, just for the Morph.
Like about the Rubik already being an Enigma counter is the Spirit Breaker charge cancel with Telekinesis, which is also very handy. If you see one of your buddies is in trouble, or if you have information that the Spirit Breaker is charging, Rubik's already there, you can cancel the charge, mitigate the impact.
Remaining.
But the only downside is if Spirit Breaker is charging just before he hits you, where he usually presses Bulldoze. So that's going to be a very short-lived duration, so you got to act quick. But at least you can remove the bash damage.
At least during the fight, you won't be needing to think about it, because if there is a arena drop down, the Spirit Breaker cannot. It's actually something that you should always stop the charge through, because if you're going through the arena, you end up in the arena but not charging, and it'll
10 seconds
bang
remaining.
into the wall, and the shields from the Mars push you into.
5 seconds remaining.
You cannot charge, of course, unless you're a BKB. But the lone druid comes out from. We've only seen one druid, at least you and
Radiant
me,
team
and it didn't work out yet, Palo. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one doing better. And when you look at the burst damage from a Spawn, they don't really have that much unless the Morph. I think the lone live for a long time in this.
Yeah, there's only 2 lone druid games. Yeah, like the one you mentioned on Palos, which was a loss, and a victory for In Your Dream.
Remaining.
So only 2 lone druid picks in this entire tournament, and 1 ban added into the mix. Lone druid Enigma, high win percentage duo. It was supposed to be as well in the loss where Palos lost with it, but still doesn't change the fact heroes synergize really well together.
Yeah, Demo is definitely. Enigma doesn't need much help
10
until the time where the lone druid. So it does make sense.
Yep.
Plus you have the Mirage Spirit Breaker to roam the map and constantly give you info and possibly set up for kill. So yeah, I'm liking Geek Fam's lineup. Plus, Scam is just the beast. He has the biggest hero pool. He plays all of the heroes on 5. He plays all of the flexibility of this guy is insane.
Has played 6 unique heroes. That means every game he has had a new one, and he will continue the trend. 7th game, 7th hero. Right about that. Still jumping back to the Enigma, I like the idea of Aether Lens this game, because how Lone Druid deals damage is basically on targets that are running away most of the time early on in the game. Malefice is a great tool for that, because it's a several instant stun, and every time they're sitting still, that means an extra hit will come out from the bear, and that increases your chances of root, and you can lock down someone permanently if you get the root timed between the stun ticks.
Well, you think maybe we see
Dire team
back card build? Could be an approach, considering you're playing.
Could be. You kind of ignore the fact that the Black Hole is your best ability and just use Malefice as your main tool. So even if it is a lone cooldown ability, Malefice would be really, really strong. I don't think you necessarily want to buy the shard. If you get another damage dealer into the lineup, you can focus on Roche control above Spawn Team and then get it through there. But it just might lead into a point where, well, you have Wraith Pact now. What do I build next? I could think about Aether Lens, Blink, BKB, and if I have to, the shard needs to be bought, and somebody else is going to pick it up in the team, because Lone Druid shard is also really good.
So Spawn Team, they need someone who's going to be finishing kills. Puck and the Batrider are taken out. something that will be able to fight around. Also, there's no Void Spirit and the Storm aren't. I
Radiant
don't even
team pick.
Storm
Go for
Spirit.
this.
Storm mid safe morph. Marcy and Mars. Or Marcy 5 with Morphling. Actually, Marcy Morphling, Rubik Mars. Yeah,
10
that's the
seconds
ones they're looking.
remaining.
Though, you know, it wouldn't
5
surprise me if the
seconds remaining.
just because Rubik is okay against the Eidolons and Mars with Marcy with the God's Rebuke plus the sidekick, you heal way too. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be bad either way. It's natural to assume it is.
Like, you do want to have sidekick from Morphling early on with the lifesteal before he has Morbid Mask, so that the Morphling can lane better. But this is not really... Is this a Linken's game for Morph? In that case, you could swap the lanes and just get Ring of Health instead.
I think so. I think it is.
Queen. Choose your hero.
Charge.
Pain.
Oh, also
Now
here
it
we
definitely
haven't
looks
seen-
like a Linken's game.
Also here we haven't seen for a long time the Queen of Pain, but I think it's a direct. You didn't really have much deal with the Storm, but now you bully him in the lane. Queen of Pain does that, and you have a Spirit Breaker, which is gonna be a Spirit Breaker that is always gonna be threatening at least until the Storm gets. So you find a good angle with Narman, and if Cox has gotten Pota too low, the Storm isn't gonna have a good time. Trying to think here. Spawn team, I just don't see much that this Storm provides. I think they just picked it because they had nothing else to go for. It just doesn't seem like a greatest pick. I think this is gonna be the weakness of the fam exploits.
Could be. I kind of see it the same way as you do. Like, the timing is kind of iffy. Your supports are at least good to help Storm Spirit get kills, but in most of the time you want to have defensive supports who don't necessarily even go for a kill, but just keep the Storm Spirit alive a bit longer. Marcy can end up dying a couple times to the Queen of Pain, attempting to kill the hero instead of just saving the Storm Spirit's lane. So it just could be one of those games where your supports are griefing your mid laner instead of the other way around.
I'm just Storm pick. I think I don't want to say Spawn team because they obviously do. Their side lanes are quite strong, so losing the mid lane wouldn't be that big of an issue. But the Storm Spirit, I'm not sure how he's gonna find impact in this. Of course, if you survive through the laning phase, all is well. But I think before he's level 6, he's gonna be targeted so much that it's huge.
One thing I have to point out right away is I love the starting items on the Enigma, where you have a Sage Mask to kick off your lane. It's like a player-based option of, do I go for like this one mango? Do I get a clarity, which I use right away after I eat the first creep? Do I focus on pieces of Null Talisman, get myself mono regen that way? Or just stage as max towards the Wraith Pact, which is always a good idea to have, because you're building it in like 75 to 80% of the games anyway.
It seems like it is gonna be a safe lane Rubik.
30 seconds to
They do prefer the Fade Bolt over the Marcy with them, and they prefer the sidekick on Mamang Daya. And it does make sense, because Rubik doesn't really help you that much against the Lone Druid. It's never certain that you're gonna connect the Fade Bolt on both the bear and the hero, so the last hits from Scam are not gonna suffer from.
Narman already going aggressive here for the other bounty rune. If he wants to stay around, he is gonna charge on Pota 2. Seeing the charge to be leveled up. It's that early poke there. The bounty goes their way, and Skem finds a very late bounty rune for himself with the bear. Nobody else was around for it, so he just grabs it for himself. Mirana also hasn't leveled up anything yet. No arrow, no Starstorm.
Usually people Storm, you're just not sure in this lane. Particular arrow you possibly don't need, but you're not sure if maybe you're gonna be needing build early on. Because I think you just...
We would want to. The early poke. Grass is nice. And it is...
Go ahead.
No, I was like, it's just good at 1v1s, but the Marcy's probably just going to be sitting more in the lane instead of outside of it.
Yeah, mostly. Narman started with the charge, so I think the idea there is he's not really gonna be running all career.
It's faster. 5 movement speed faster. The great chase, look at this beaver. Oh no, he fell off his bike. Hits a little stone on the road and tumbles.
The Narman cannot really trade too much. I guess the idea with this lane on top is just make sure that Force gets as much out of it at the start, so that Narman is allowed to move around. Especially, usually it can hurt you if you don't have the great advantage for everyone, because you can't trade properly, and the hero is actually really trading. But it works out quite well.
Cox is constantly spamming this level 2 Shadow Strike onto Pota 2. This is a bit annoying for the Storm Spirit to lane against the constant tick damage. Can time his bottles between ticks, but still it's gonna slow him down, especially the early movement speed slow. It's a bit annoying.
But he's doing a good job. He actually has 15 CS compared to the 10 of the Queen. Of course, the Queen has 2 creeps more here to last it, but Pota 2 has been doing a stellar job.
Bottom lane. That was the wrong dispose. He rebounds on top of the Lone Druid, and then he disposes the bear by accident, so they weren't able to even hit the Lone Druid, which was probably their goal. But now they're going to try it on the Mirana. Mirana's jump does get cancelled by the first bonk, and has to use a second leap to get to safety.
That's big. You're forcing out leaps. The cooldown is way too high, and the cooldown of the spells of Among Die and the it's not that. Stupendous. They have
no Starstorm.
Well.
Not getting to use it because the Marcy's just sitting in the lane, so we'll go for the arrow instead. There's the sidekick, a lot of regen from Among Daya. Spear comes out, Lone Druid punished for Scam to fall, and a follow-up as Roger dies as well.
Okay, they underestimated the amount of heal that the Marcy and the Mars can do. Considering that it is something that is being played in the Southeast Asia region, I am surprised that Geek fam allowed this this kind of mistake to go through. You always have one extra target as well because of the bear there, and that Scam not having a not the biggest of deals, but you cannot go on the Mars unless you arrow him.
Beautiful play there from Force. Getting the multiplied or duplicated Eidolons, the Dolans, with the Malefice ticks. Just enough damage to squeeze in between. Narman, he is charging towards mid to the Storm Spirit. That's for the 4-minute water rune. Meanwhile, the Lull is instead killed by Roger and Scam with the bear. Mamang Daya forced away from the lane. And Cox able to take 1 water rune. Narman is protecting the other. Travans unable to get there, but he is there with the bottle refill for Pota straight from the fountain.
It was a very dangerous situation for the Lone Druid. He was getting low, and while getting low, he resummoned the bear. So, a couple of more hits
risky.
Could have cost him his life. Could have cost him his life, and then it would have been a just start for the game for Scam. Now it's actually okay in terms of CS. He's doing well. They do get a kill.
Yeah, him getting the assist, getting to stay alive a bit longer, almost killing the Mars in the process, getting the lane to open up. Indeed, that is a risky move. Could have backfired horribly, but it turned out for the better. Roy dealing with Eidolons here. He's maxed out on Agi. Has to battle it out with Force's Eidolons one by one. They're about to expire though, so all this hard work Jacroy's doing is only for 2 CS, while Force gets the lane for himself. Enigma he's doing a great time. This is going to be a very big Enigma, not going to lie.
Yeah, for sure. And that's also big if...
Maybe they can get the morph here. He does get the strength morph out. He's got waveform and 10 stick charges, but they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing here in this lane. Every time they don't have a support in the lane, they can just pop Malefice and start poking.
The way you use this Enigma, going for is you are probably gonna get the night vision on the Spirit Breaker, and you're gonna keep tabs on the roof. Storm jumps in, you just always use the roof more, and that's how you deal with him. Considering that the Photo 2 actually had a really good time in the league.
Storm has come out with shining colors out of the despite all the harass that he's been taking. This time Cox on the bottom half of the river. Narman just securing if it's going to be there, but nothing to be found. Storm went all the way back to the fountain, and that is a level 5 Storm, so no rotation available either unless somebody is overcommitting. He's just going to TP straight back to mid, so this Storm will not be rotating for a while.
Oh, they have the opportunity to kill him, but they have to do it right now. There it is, there to go.
Level 5 still. Armin tanking damage. Sonic Wave flying through. Pota 2. No level 6. No luck. No nothing. And he will fall down. Oh, 31 experience from level 6. Beautifully timed. The time he spent walking back home allowed Quap to get level 6. And with the Sonic Wave, that's a kill. Has the regen rune, but it's also cancelled out by Travis as he blinks in aggressively.
He didn't even use the Shadow Strike on the roof there. But yeah, very big kill from Geek fam. The Storm got a bit greedy. He thought, okay, the 2 creeps are gonna die. But just beautifully done from Geek fam. They also used the glyph just in case, even though it looked like the Storm was gonna die, just in case, so the creeps don't die under the tower. And he gets himself out.
Force is also getting closer to level 6. Croy not too far behind. The Dolan's multiplied, doing damage. Malefice thrown in again, but he is giving a lot of the CS to the Morphling now. And with minimal effect. Kind of a downside here playing against the Morphling. Usually Enigmas don't have a great time against the Morphling because you can't really deal with the hero alone. The Spirit Breaker's been roaming around the map for quite some time, helping out their mid lane, and this tower almost completely gone too.
You want it dead, and this is a time where Geek fam could overextend because you really want that tower to fall, but it's not that important for it to happen right now. So if you overextend, the big rotation can kill you.
Marcy coming in. There's the jump in from Pota 2. He's gonna find the Quap. Cox gonna be taking a heavy early nuke here. No Sonic Wave. There's the disposal. Rebound in as well. Roger gonna fall first. Armin on the runaway. Spawn. Defend their tower. Get a kill along the sides of that. These supports have been sitting in mid for a very long time too, and losing one of them in the process does hurt Geek fam a bit.
Storm has no mana. You go for it right now. If you're Geek fam to finish that tower, you know that Pota 2 is going to be coming back soon, and you want to be able to take it. That's why both Dalil and Travis are staying around. Assist here. The tower is gone.
Dire structures are fortified.
It's the cliff. Storm is now getting bottle refills. He's got to be quick with this one. He might just TP aggressively right in front of them, but the tower is about to drop. He's actually going into the tree line, hoping to get lucky with it. There is the rebound. There's Travis joining in the fight as well. Spirit Breaker isolated and canceling his charge as well. Beautiful play there. Instant telekinesis lift as he's about to get out of there, and Pota 2 with the kill, but that is their mid tower gone.
And it was also pretty easy to do it. He will slow down from the dispose, he will slow down from the overload, and he basically wasn't moving. He's like, I'm charging and not. Spawn, they do get themselves a kill, but it does come at a huge cost. That mid lane tower is something that should have been protecting them far longer. Now, once the Spirit Breaker has his level 10, and that's probably gonna be during the time, it becomes dangerous.
To charge onto Mamang Daya. Scam already sending in the bear first. Roger coming in as well. Narman, that's a very slow level 1 charge. So Mars with face boots, too fast.
Radiant's bottom tower
Mars is also a hard hero to connect with the charge. Both of his spells can stop you in your if he uses them properly, and it's very easy to do so. So Spirit Breaker there, he understood. They were hoping for a route from the bear in the trees and an arrow fall up, but then the charge lands in the didn't happen.
Pota 2 has grabbed himself a regen rune. He's gonna ramp up and farm for remnant spam. All lightnings that ongoing. Golems are going to be a bit of an issue though with their magical resistance. Going to take a bit of time with this camp. However, 3 heroes to the top lane. Force with Black Hole. Level 4 Dolans on the push. Jacroy is their target. They just need to get the charge, and there's the strength gain coming in for the Morphling, but he's now maxed out at 2.5k. They could have killed. They don't want to use the black hole. I actually could have used stick charges to regenerate. I would have gone for it.
The tower is more important. You get the tower, you can dive the morph. While the tower is there, you understand the danger.
Top tower has fallen.
I'm gonna say that was the safer play. I'm not sure if it was the right one, considering they saw the Rubik on the bottom lane. Where I was like, okay, they don't see the Rubik, so it's kind of scary. He's gonna take the black.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Roger also to his bottom to take down the catapult. They've rotated on the lone druid. He's turned into his true form, but he is slowly falling in and into his death. Does have a fresh bear once he respawns in 30 seconds, and the lull with unleash, looking for targets to hit. Nobody around. Cox and Norman being on the safe side. Force has finished his Wraith pack. Now I want to see what he goes next.
This is good for spawn, actually. Even though you lost your mid lane tower and the top lane tower, Mamung Da is having good. So he is gonna have a blink fairly soon. That means Storm Spirit, he's gonna have a lot of backup when jumping into a fight. That's a stolen Moonlight Shadow.
Under a sentry too, but do they have the vision for it? Surprise jump in. Roger to blow up right away. Norman getting disposed. Force is here. Runs out of mana for the black hole again, but might be able to use it with his stick charges. He wants Spawn to get a bit closer. Jacroy is here. Here's the Wraith Pact, which they want to protect. Travis is already starting to poke it down a half HP. The Dolan's in the front line. Force is there to protect it. His buddies sitting in the back. Rana is going to be spawning right now. No fight available. They're still stacking bottom with 4 heroes.
They have to smoke. The 3 of them will smoke, and they'll need to get yourself and hoping that Spawn are going to be bringing heroes to the bottom lane so that you can jump them from the side or in their...
At least that will buy time for the Lone Druid to farm. The lull in a prime position to pop the smokes, but they have found Travens, and that reveals their ward instantly pinged out. Rubik to die. And that was a support kill, but your ward is gonna be removed. They did place a second one on the edge of the stairs, so I believe once they get the D ward out, do they suspect there's another ward there?
I mean, they will suspect that one immediately. That's the first one that I would check. Player, I would. The hill.
They pinged the cliff though. As the charge was happening, when they saw the charge on the Rubik, they were like, yeah, they have vision here. And since he was standing so far behind, they just pinged the cliff instantly. And it is dewarded, it's gone. Or did it even expire?
Expired, right? So you place a sentry, you're gonna see that one. And you're gonna see that it isn't there.
Yeah, unlucky. So is the Enigma. Nowhere to go. He dropping down and trying to juke around. He's like, all right, you can take me, leave Norman alone. And Norman does not get the chance to charge away. Meanwhile, Pota 2 arrow is going to miss from Roger. Cox is going to be killed by Pota 2. Yes, he can take it. Tips coming in.
Shadows take us.
Those are from his allies. They're like, good job, great play.
This is looking really bad for Geek fam. The farm distribution between the heroes of Spawn is perfect. The Storm and the Mars have the gold, and they're gonna be the ones that are creating space. I have to commend Travens in this game. He's always somewhere in the vicinity of the Enigma, so he can't go for a black hole to kill one of these super farmed heroes. So everything is working out for Spawn currently. The Morphling will have enough space to do whatever he wants, and once he gets the Lincolns, it's gonna be much easier for him to stand anywhere on the map.
Yeah, that's what the Rubik is just waiting for. Just gimme that good spell. Not looking like a game where he's getting it though. To wait a long time. It's so annoying to play an Enigma against a Rubik, because then you have to itemize yourself with 1 BKB so he can't lift you, 2 a Lincoln so he can't steal Black Hole from you.
Yeah, and if you go that route, until you get there, your item that you get, it's pretty much useless. So
yeah, pretty much.
Radiant are scattered.
That's why Wraith Pact is such a good escape route. You're buffing up your team without putting yourself in a position where you might grief the team. Quarter 2 finds a Mirana in the top lane meanwhile. There's a quick pick off for him. Very squishy hero to blow up. Spawn with a 2k lead now.
They even saved the ward. It was one hit from the Eidolons killing it, and so that ward is still gonna persist. And with the Mars and the Storm being on the top part of the map, no one can come to the ward because they're just gonna Storm in trouble.
Fight in the river. Able to get this one. Cox gets some revenge. The last time he died in a 1 versus 1. Now he brings his friends with him. We'll make it a 3 versus 1.
That was the greed. That was the greed from the Storm. It's not gonna cost them only the Storm, but all of this top lane. If him and the Mars stayed in the jungle and farmed, anyone who would come close would be in trouble. And now this Spirit Breaker is gonna start wreaking havoc.
Yeah, and they will kill the lol as well. Charge to connect. Scam on the chase, and with the dagger slow.
That'll be fine.
He's still very slow, but Scam doesn't want to go on the chase anymore. As soon as he sees that Marcy's jumped away, there's someone else in the area. Storm is gonna jump in though. He wants to put some revenge onto Scam here. Down to 1000 HP. Norman charging, getting a second chance to blow up the lol. Where's your bash? Where's your bashes? That's pushed away by the lol. Might end up dying himself. Yes, he will. Scam falls as well. And so looks like Cox is in trouble. Blink in 1 second. Able to jump away just in time. But that was so frustrating for Norman. He charges in, gets the initial damage out. That's blocked by the raindrops. And then the moment he wants to hit, he gets disposed, so his attack animation is cancelled, and when he finally does, he's not getting any bashes out.
Yeah, the only way that he was gonna get that
Radiant's bottom
bash.
tower is
That's
under
why
attack.
I mean, with the Spirit Breaker, the idea of this hero isn't damage.
Dire's
It's
top
to
tower
provide
is under
lockdown
attack.
around your cores. And Narman, he got greedy for the kill, and he allowed his backline to stay defensive there. I'm not sure how much he would have changed, but you know, maybe a lucky bash, maybe a couple of more hits would have come out there. Would have been different though. Geek fam, as soon as they stopped chasing, they knew there was someone there in the trees. That's why they didn't continue, and they still stayed.
Yeah. Still stayed. Yeah, that's the big mistake that they made. It feels like a mistake you shouldn't be making, but sometimes the greed gets the best of us. We're only human after all.
They were coming back to the fact, okay, the enemies probably have a vision back there, so we're not going to be running into their vision, but they will not jump on us because the Mars sees. But that's not the case. As we Mars and the Storm both having good games means that they can constantly, especially the Mars, doesn't really mind jumping. That's pretty much something that they came into terms with. I was talking about Storm having a good game, but just like that, in span of 3 minutes, he came from position 2 to
yeah, but the margins are still fairly small between them. Yeah, but that is true. The Storm Spirit did kind of throw a big advantage away where he could have continued snowballing. Now he's come to a bit of a halt. And desperate for more kills. At least he's got buddies to help him out this time. They will finish off Roger and looking for more. He's hungry. He burnt his entire mana pool just to chase down Norman next to the creep wave and getting blocked as well. 4-step forward, gets the slow. The Witchblade slow is there too. Another rebound from Dalol, giving some extra movement speed for the Storm. And Travens secures it with the Fate Bolt.
Nicely done there. You can see Spawn always either they have a Rubik in the smoke or they're running through the Rubik with the smoke because they want him to be in the back lines when the fight does start. It just creates an impossible situation for Geek fam where they cannot go for a full 5-on-5 because you're gonna lose. The arena is the only big spell on the other side when it comes to team fight. You have a black hole, but if you use it, the enemies are gonna have it as well.
They're sitting up in mid, thinking about the Mars jump, but Travens also shows himself directly. Gets the lift out on Mirana, low ground push. There's one leap juiced, and there's the stun coming in after the root follow-up. RC to fall, and that is a Desolator Bear dealing some damage, and Narman charges in forward for another arrow. So close close to catching Poda. And there's the arena. Allows him to disengage. Cox is out of it. Bull nuke down Travis. Poda 2 with a haste rune. He's out of there. Oh my goodness. How close was that arrow?
Oh man, when he saw it, he couldn't zip away any longer. The animation would just keep him in place long enough for the arrow to hit. Luckily for him, he did have a haste rune. Without that haste rune, he just dies. He gets arrow, and that's another kill that goes into that. Still, the big target is the Roche, and that's the one that Spawn just don't have the resources currently to stop.
And this Aegis will be secured. Gonna go for Skem. Skem having a second life. Despite it all being about the bear for the time being, at least he can come back to life, spawn another. Hopefully it works out, but he would like to stay safe. It will give it is a bit of a farming Aegis for him.
If you die with an Aegis, the bear does not. So it's
Oh, it actually remains alive, yeah.
You know, plus you're killing you in the true form very hard, and now they've put it so that if you die while going for the transformation, it doesn't go.
Jacroy jumped here by Scam. Roger kicks. Cox actually trying to get the finish off move here, but the Lincolns is still up on Jacroy. Fortunately for them, not a kill. Morphling is at minimal HP, turns into a Queen of Pain. Available among Daya, trying to get a beautiful 3-man storm into the black hole. Wombo combo, baby! They're gonna take them all. Among Daya to fall. Travis is gonna get nuked in the back line as well. Cox, one more second for the blink. He's just gonna chase him the old school way. Scream him down. 4 heroes dead.
That's Narman's fight, the one he won because of the charge. He stopped the initiation from Mars. He couldn't even get the BKB off. Rubik was still in a good position, but like the plays from the teams there, they were so amazing. Geek Fam, they knew after the morph got out that they're in a bad position, so they're like, we have to bail, and they smoke up, but Spawn smoke up as well. If Geek Fam hadn't smoked and went to the high ground and were caught on the lane with the Scam, this would be a completely different fight. So both teams understanding each other's weaknesses, or let's say Geek Fam understanding their own and Spawn understanding Geek Fam, and both of them kind of try to capitalize it. In the end, it does.
Yeah, very good surprise element here. Kind of pulling an anti-strat on the opponents, and both of them actually doing the opposite. Well, the other team doing the opposite of what they were supposed to. Now we're going to get another fight inside the arena next to the tier 1 tower. Among Daya getting get stunned up by the Malphite once again. Scam holding his ground. The bear doing damage. Bear, the Mars is about to drop. He BKBs, but it's to no avail. They will kill off Cox though, which goes to Jacroy. Jacroy on the Morphling still unkilled. Despite being close to dying a couple of times, he's trying to charge in. Lincoln's popped by the Malefice. Charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker. Narman going very deep in, but the Bear's going to be helping him out. Arrow comes in as well, but it hits an illusion, and they might just be able to take down Narman. Maybe even more. Storm Spirit getting rooted up on the spot. Skim holding his ground. Roger going to get charged by Jacroy, and that might just be another Mirana kill going for Jacroy. And onto the Enigma they go. He's defenseless. He has nothing to fight back with.
The problem in this fight is that the Lone Druid resummoned the bear way too early, and then his bear took too much damage. It was Skem's fault. He was constantly just flicking with his bear to
It
run.
was Skem's fault.
Yeah, because he ran into the arena wall with his bear like 10 times. That's the only reason his first bear died, because I'm not sure he wasn't paying attention or what the problem was, but still the bear there took way too much damage, more than should have happened for.
I just love how casual you just go like, yeah, it's Skem's fault. but if you word it differently, I think we'll still get the same result. That he definitely pulled up a bit of a mistake there with the bear resummon. And yeah, Geek Fam losing the fight there, even despite having the Aegis. The Aegis is still with them, but it's going to expire in a minute. They have Black Hole in 10 seconds, though, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they smoke up and push their advantage with this Aegis, but they're all pushed in every single lane. They have to get them out of the way first before stacking up, so they're in a hurry.
I was about to say it's night.
Nice BKB from Among Daya. Still gets bashed up by Skem. Pops down the arena, teleports away. He's inside the wall, so the bear can't get to him. big
Okay, but-
bad bear held away.
It still is a BKB pop. Now Spawn, they have to smoke to get themselves into a good position where they're not going to be caught by surprise. Because now it's time where the Rubik can actually be caught by
Sergeant Delon. Nice two-man stun again from Narman. Quality. And it's Pota 2 down. Delon fighting with Unleash, doing minimal damage to Cox.
Bloody
Quap
murder.
will fight this one through.
While this was happening, Jacroy did secure the tower and bottom. This is a problem. The Morphling is ways ahead of everyone. The thing though is, Geek Fam, if they kill the Rubik, they can just black hole the Morphling once the BKB is up, and it's gonna be there fairly soon. And we're seeing that Rubik is always a sitting duck. They're going
Okay, Sonic Wave stolen by Travis to push Spirit Breaker away, canceling the charge. Courier having some difficulties trying to catch up to Rubik. Faster. And yeah, Jacroy shows up from the jungle. He's been farming here for a bit. Just shows up to kill Narman casually.
Dire's courier has
Wasn't
been
that the
killed.
territory that I was controlling? That's how Narman felt like he's coming from my base. How Jacroy has been
It's like
time.
your map, my map. Economy's tied though. Just if we neglect the Morphling's lead.
Radiant's middle
It
tower
definitely.
is under attack.
But the Morphling is way too scary, especially now with the Scotty. The heals from the Lone Druid aren't that high. Now you can focus down the Lone. If you saw in the previous fight, Scam gets low. In 3 seconds, the bear heals him up. With the Scotty, that's not gonna be
Radiant are
possible. So
scanning.
just jumping in on the Lone Druid, killing him, the constant output of damage, Geek Fam is gone, and then the Morphling, the other 4 he can kill.
Stupendous!
Just saw an enchanted quiver drop for Spawn team. It's for the Storm Spirit. Gets a nice extra bit of burst.
Makes sense. You want to jump in with the storm, hit for the Witchblade, and jump out so that you don't die immediately. And this actually allows you to even... You can jump in and out. It does get the Sanjin Kaya now, so the stuns aren't going to be lasting as long. But I think if one stun connects on the storm and no one takes the arrow, it's put it to death.
Shadows take us. Haste.
Stacking up in the mid lane area. The lull. Crossing the river. Jacroy returning back to his side of the map. Cox has a haste rune active. But this Quap can scout out. Scam's Bear. Basher, Deso,
Radiant's middle
Mask of
tower is
Madness
under attack.
starting to build into an
Radiant
AC.
structures
Also
are
has a
fortified.
Hyperstone already on the bottom.
The bear is big. If the bear is allowed to attack the Morphling, like 1 versus 1, it's gonna do massive amounts of damage. But that is the thing. Spawn, they have only one real target. 4 heroes to commit onto him, and then the Rubik just to prevent the black. So a lot of it is gonna be revolving around. If the Rubik dies, then Spawn can't really commit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Norman is way out of that bottom lane. Getting surprised by Pota 2 there. Wasn't expecting him to actually die there, but nobody around to help him out. Bottom lane seems like a scary place to be, especially when Spawn is controlling this entire area. Like, even if they don't have the vision, Geek Fam is like, this is a no-go zone. We just can't access this area safely, so I think the lane also is a deadly place to be in. Mamang Daya in the front. If they can find Scam, they're just walking past him. Maybe if they see the Ancients, no, they're going top.
Dire are scanning.
But there is a Queen of Pain sitting under a scan. Let's see which way they go. Cox to the lane. If he shows there his history, and beautiful jump with the arena, but just doesn't quite get the lockdown on Cox, and Cox is going to be out of there.
That's the worst timing for the illusion rune. He went for a TP away, and the illusions just spawned at that time and expired. And
Right, so
canceled
it.
Imagine if you went for a BKB TP out next to the opponents, like haha, and then his he gets, that would have been very better.
Yeah, not a bug, it's a feature. Game design can sometimes screw you up. 30-minute action rune. It is for Jacroy with an invis, and he's going to stack with his team. while Geek Fam is smoking up. Do they have any idea? Nobody's defending the top tower. Scam's gonna show up there with the bear.
The smoke idea was genius, but the smoke was too slow because of what happened. He dodged the smoke of the enemies. They knew they were top. He TPs, they smoke immediately, and during your retreat, you get caught and you die. But because he took so long to connect with team, like 10-15 seconds more, it gives enough time for Spawn to go through all of the jungle, farm it up, and actually come to the mid lane in position where it's tougher for Geek Fam to initiate.
I have to say that even though it hasn't felt like it's super back and forth, the game is very even, and you wouldn't expect less from these two teams.
Yeah, for sure. I still can't help the feeling that the vision, the night vision from Narman would have changed so much in this game, and it is gonna change that they don't have it, because now Travis has a blink dagger. That's a big item that came out for Spawn, so it's gonna be very easy for him to position himself against the enemy.
It is a big benefit for sure, and they probably not sure if they've looked at the talents of this Spirit Breaker, but they're suspecting, since you know it too well by heart, like what talents players are going for and which specific heroes. You can always look it up by just holding the scoreboard down and check what talents they have. But if they don't do that, they're suspecting the Spirit Breaker always has the night vision advantage, so you play accordingly. It's just a habit thing, you know. You get muscle memory on specific things, and that's something that you just learn to live with. It's okay, they have superior vision to us, so probably know about it. BKB popped by Cox, forced out by Jacroy. That's big.
It is big for at least those
8 seconds.
You cannot fight properly with Cox, and this is your backline killer, the one that deals with the Rubik. Or Spawn can go towards the Roche pit. They know that there's no... If you just keep moving out.
Gonna make some short work out of this Roshan. You gotta act fast. This Geek Fam arrow flies into the pit. He's gonna catch the Morphling. Mamang Daya, very nice with the zoning ulti, keeping them away. They have to take a wraparound route inside the Roche pit, and there's the Morphling. He's gonna get feared up as well. Down to half HP. Gonna take him down. He's gonna get more down as well. He's gonna start healing up, and he's almost down. Black Hole comes in as well, and this one is sent in from Travis. Travis though ends up actually going down, and Force will get the live throughout, and back in onto the backline. Quap dropping low, opponent 2, he's low as well. Cox will get the kill. Narmata fighting against Mamang Daya, and the Mars, he's got nothing left. He can poke them away, but he's slowly gonna die, and that's gonna be Geek Fam scoring multiple kills, and they keep everyone alive on their team. The illusions ain't enough to kill off this Marana. Jicroy sends another one in there, but it's not gonna finish off the job. Aegis taken for Skem out of all things. He's got the shard too.
So many big things happened in that fight. The arrow into the Morphling definitely being the biggest one, but he almost died there because of that arrow. He was morphing into agility. Scam came over, he used the Savage Roar, and then the bash came out like 0.1 second after the Savage Roar. Morph got the attributes off. If it came out just a second earlier, the previous hit, the Morph would have just died, and it would have been an even bigger disaster. Here, at least carry survive.
And it was actually Force's full duration black hole. Rubik did 0 damage that team fight, so he did nothing basically there. He maybe got a telekinesis off, but that's all he did there. So I thought it looked for a moment that this could actually be a stolen black hole, because I'm not gonna lie, I could not see Enigma in that team fight. There was so much stuff going on that I couldn't even see where he was. So I thought it's Rubik with that extra cast range, but it wasn't even a stolen black hole. Like you said, Cox was on top of him, so Rubik didn't have much of a chance. But they're gonna take a refight. They know Black Hole's on cooldown. They can fight this. They're gonna go in. They've got Norman in the front. He's got his BKB arrow flying in from the side. It does not seem to connect because there's only BKBs active. Skem gonna get speared onto the wall. Cox gonna be jumping into the back line onto Travis. They're gonna be chasing down Roger. Roger's gonna be dropping as well. Cox very low on HP. Does get the Sonic Wave onto Travis. Travis trying to get there with the stolen charge. Not gonna be working out for him. They're gonna be taken down, and Cox being charged again, and this time by Jacroy. You have two players on the side of Spawn attempting to go for charge plays. And now Skem with the bear. He's taken down a half HP. Jacroy able to get on the move again. Pota very low on mana. Norman coming in with another charge onto Marcy. Dalol about to drop and he will be taken down. Jacroy still in the middle. He's got Skem. He's got Norman right behind him. And a 300 HP bear as well. But he's going to be able to get back onto the low ground and into the safety of the trees to TP home.
Muscle, you talked about muscle memory. Cox, there's definitely muscle memory on him. He jumped into the back lines onto the Rubik for no apparent reason, considering they didn't have the black hole. It's not like he needed to do it, but he did it anyways. And he did a ton of damage there with the queen, but in the end ended up going down because of his aggression. His team might have needed him on the high ground. Still, it is another fight that Geek fam are gonna be happy with. And Force, he is starting to work towards that pressure. He's seeing that the Rubik isn't an issue. His Queen of Pain is always gonna be.
Oh man. Skem's bear also seems super indestructible in a way. Like, of course, he's close to dying several times, but even with the Daedalus on this Morphling, just couldn't finish it off by himself. But he can finish off heroes. He just snipes off the Mirana while the top chase was happening. So Jacroy opens up the bottom lane. They're going to have to defend this one and return back. Skem is going to continue farming though.
Also a big change. Morphling is level 25, so he has 2 waveform charges and he got a blink dagger. So his mobility in a fight is going to be insane, especially if he turns into a Spirit Breaker
Radiant's bottom
in the
tower
ladder.
is
Still,
under attack.
this is the big timing that the Morphling was going to. Boy, we know that he can make happen with this.
This bear attack speed is just quite something different though. They've got a black hole used in the bot lane, taking down Jacroy, solo pushing the lane and getting caught for it. Trabans TP's away just before Norman finishes off the charge. He might find something else on the way. He actually spots the lull maybe. If he had the night vision talent, he would have seen him. Also had a mana. No, another strike. Missed the action on bottom, but Morphling pushing all by himself and ends up getting caught by the entire team of Geek fam, and they're pushing now.
He felt that it was his timing, and it really was, but
Radiant's
not
top
like that.
tower is
You
under
need your
attack.
teammates. If you're completely alone, the black hole can kill you. It doesn't matter how much mobility you have. He knew that he was untouchable unless he gets black hole, but he really didn't have anyone keeping tabs on the. So a huge mistake coming out from Jacroy. Usually in Dota, when you die, when you should be at your strongest, that is a big problem because it destroys your timing.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mars is 7 mana short from getting Arena Refresher Arena.
Dire's
Thankfully he has 10 mana per second, so he's able to get both abilities off.
That's Soul Ring. He'll be able to.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Soul Ring will help him do it.
Dire's
Look at
top
this
tower
bear's
is
attack
under
speed,
attack.
even without Master Madness. Smack, 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 smack. The pace is just nuts. 2 hits per second. Among they are going in for the first arena. Spears the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, look at the armor this guy has. He's over 60. Takes down Marcy, even with the hero by himself. Now the jump on the back line. Aghanim's Vortex onto 2. But the lane is already gone, and without the Morphling, this will happen.
Yeah, it's just dumb how much armor he has. 4 raid bands. This is the item for the Lone Druid. He doesn't care about anything else. And look at it, inside of the arena, he didn't care about anything. He just took down the Raxes. This is the strength of the Spirit Bear for him to take down things. As we mentioned, it was right at the timing where the strongest. Now it's up to Spawn. They need to push out the lanes. They have to go for smokes. You need to be ready with controlling at least some part of the map other than your triangle if you're ever to contest the Roshan. If Geek fam get the Roshan contested, it ends the game.
Radiant are scanning.
Let's take a glimpse at Enigma. He has the Aether Lens, so thank you. It always makes me happy to see an Aether Lens on the Enigma. It's just so good.
As the shard as well.
And
I
the
think
shard.
he bought. Scam has
Shard, BKB Aether Lens. So I finally predicted something correct. Spawn on the side though.
See Enigma.
Get here. Ward, they spot the Enigma. Yeah, perfect jump here. They're going to blow him up. That's a great start for the fight. Has a buyback. He's going to be coming back. Narma with a 3-man stun with a charge. Cox's going to be fighting up on Mars. Is dropping low. They've got the black hole on the back line. Morphling and Marcy both caught inside. They're going to blow them up. Jacroy this time does have a buyback, but they've lost so much. At least the Storm is able to get out, but they just wanted an Enigma. They got it, but oh boy, did they pay a price for it.
Is under attack.
Yeah. you're at that point, you're hoping that there's no buyback on the Enigma. You know, there's not much for you to hope for. It's very hard to get parts of the map so that you can secure the next Trosh, and then you're going for the little plays that you can. They had the
Second in the game.
They went for it. Yeah, they're going.
They have 35 seconds until the Mars is going to be back up. He has a refresher for another Mars arena, but he also has one coming up as he respawns. Attempt with the Savage Roar, but the bear is just ending the game by himself. Marcy has the buyback. They need to drop this bear down, and it's almost falling. The illusions will clear it out. So Jacroy given the credit for this.
Scam has a refresher, it doesn't matter. You would be like, oh, they don't have a resummon. Maybe if we kill the bear now, the fight is ours. But no, it doesn't matter because he has a refresher, so he's gonna be able to pop it anyways. Very unfortunate situation for Spawn currently.
It's a very difficult situation for Spawn to come back. They're gonna smoke up.
They have to.
No ward inside the base, but Geek fam, look at the positioning here.
Dire are scanning.
Standing still. They see Marcy. They see Jacroy. They're out of there.
Morato is coming from the other side. He's very low on mana. What the hell is he doing?
Oh no. Oh no. What was that?
I don't know, but those illusions didn't know what was coming to them. Morato really destroyed. It does come at the cost of his life, but yeah.
Comes at the cost of Roshan. Agonins. Yeah, of course. Of course he does. Just give it to him.
Why? Nah, he can't die. There's no reason for him to pay back. He just can't die. Look at him. Without the bear form, he has 46.
Hey, you can refresh, pop another bear, teleport home, let the bear do the work.
All about exploiting the world.
They're gonna need to buy back this storm. They're already inside the base. Skim's bear leading the charge. There we go. They need to control it. Vortex is placed down. Norman charging it. Gonna catch the low. Bulldoze will reduce the sun duration. BKB being popped as well. The arena first sweeps down by Mamangdaya. Arrow will miss the target, but the Ancient's already down 3k HP, down a half. They need to focus on the bear. Black Hole and Jacroy. They're finishing the game at the same time while trying to kill the more. Second Black Hole coming in as well, and the Ancient just falls. They held the damage dealers away for the bear to finish the game, and Geek fam 1-0.
Ascam didn't care. He was thinking for a second there once the arena came out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shadows, take us.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling. Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The prize is mine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Sean has fallen to the dark. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Pain Reservoir.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
In the mesh. Nothing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
out for Spawn team, but no direct counter at least towards. He's not really he's not a tombstone hitter. He can bushwhacks from the tree if he's already in Firefly. I guess that's one thing.
Dire team ban.
An interaction counter. It does give the vision at least, and a go at them hero, just like Lishrak. So you have two heroes kind of looking for space, creating space, and enabling the rest of their heroes to follow up on them. So I would like something like some kind of heavy hitter with the Lesh and the Bat, you know, like a Drow, a Luna, maybe even something like a Broodmother. Snapfire could be useful as well against the Tombstone, but yeah, Brood is banned. But, you know, something on the lines of that.
But it's Spawn team. If you remember, when they played against Unity Gaming, they played Lesh, Batrider, and Wolf. Obviously, among the or probably special.
Yeah.
But they've always went for Lesh 1, 2, and then they've picked the
yeah.
Radiant team ban.
Atomic. So you could go for something along those lines, especially because you're the attack speed to
Dire team ban.
Are you saying Pugna's not a hard hitter? Because I think Pugna is a hard hitter. It's just that if this Undying does decide to go for the Mage Slayer, then that hero also suffers from it.
When I look at hard hitters, like boxing match that smacks you, like Terrorblade.
Marcy?
10 seconds remaining.
Marcy is a fast hit.
Okay. So not a hard hitter.
5
Okay.
seconds remaining.
Tiny would be the classic.
Okay, maybe I was being too or not enough thorough with it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What I was looking for. But yeah, I see the idea there. But yeah, Womi not in the team, and Pugna just doesn't look like a great hero if this Undying is already out there. So Spawn team, if you look at some of their previous heroes that they've played with when they've had a stand-in, for example, Kimizu would play Beastmaster and Enigma, and Mamang has played Dawnbreaker, Primal, Silencer, Visage. Is any of those sounding appealing to you?
Maybe the Visage. Just maybe, but yeah, I'd rather see Kimizu now if they could bring him back to play the Beast. It looks to me
10
like
seconds remaining.
like the right one. Division is necessary for both the Bat and the Lash to know when to go in, and of course the attack speed for the plus the Hawk Vision is something that the Hoodwink hates.
More banned to go. Enigma is banned by Spawn team. One hero they did not have an answer to, even with the Rubik pick. It felt that the first phase Spirit Breaker was too much to deal with.
Pick.
Tiny also being banned. Hard hitter's gone. Over to our second phase.
Definitely is. Actually, right now you're looking at this Batrider and you are thinking it's probably gonna be in the mid lane.
10 seconds remaining.
So you have to think of a hero that's gonna be dealing. But I think you don't pick it here.
5
I think
seconds
Geek Fang are now in a dilemma. They don't have much. They're gonna reveal. That's what they go for. If they, I was assuming they maybe go for a core just to keep Spawn team guessing a little bit. But yeah, I mean it does make sense when you have a support that is good against the Batrider. It actually makes a lot of sense. You can go to any lane and dominating. It's not.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe Geek Fam is trying to replicate the SA Sacred Omni Knight post 3. But I think you're right with this, that Force will be the one to grab the Undying once again. And that's a good counter to the Omni Knight, the Shadow Demon.
That's the only reason that the hero was picked. Also, with the Shard, you have some heal for the Lash plus the save. So, yeah, Omni Knight now becomes a game other than purging off the sticky napalms that are currently on a target. It's really not gonna be. But on the other hand, Geek Fam could go for like a okay, they can Queen of Pain, but something along those lines to jump the Shadow Demon and play the same.
Could be something like a Orchid Storm, for example. But it is kind of risky to go for it. Then you're very dimensional, well, one-dimensional in how you play the game. You just Orchid the demon. And once the opponents learn that this is what they do, he's always going to have like a... Even though SD's a babysitter, he has a babysitter babysitting his babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was... Thoughts. But Snapfire does come out,
10
so
seconds
some added
remaining.
magical damage there. The thing that scares me for Spawn is that they don't
5
have the
seconds
ability
remaining.
to instantly pop a hero, and you're up against the Undying and the Omni. There are going to be
Radiant
some
team
heals
ban.
coming.
What's it with?
SD is also great against the Pango, so at least that way you can force SD's ulti on cooldown.
Yep.
But I think you still
Dire
want to
team
prioritize
ban.
the Heavenly Grace, leaving Pango some room to roam. Mid
Not sure.
SD.
I think you... I'm not sure. Does Heavenly Grace scale in terms of... I
10
would then go
seconds
for like,
remaining.
just to make sure that you purge off the
5
initial
seconds
stun
remaining.
or the lasso or something, and I would max out the Purifier.
Radiant team ban.
Killer. Get a carry that is gonna be very much in the face of the end. Slark would be.
Yeah, the Beastmaster, you already talked about it. You would have wanted to see it for Spawn Team, but they're refusing to pick it. The Slark,
10
Banned.
seconds remaining.
does this tell us something?
5 seconds
just a very good-
remaining.
Other than the Lash, everyone else. Considering that you have 2 heals on the side, fam,
Dire
It would've
team
been-
ban.
a perfect hero. Not an easy one to kite. Ursa is the same type of hero, but he's easy. Afraid of.
Sniper also moved.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't really get a lot out of Snapfire with
5
Global Up. There's no one to
seconds
spit in. Really want to build that item this game
Radiant
either.
Team
It
pick.
feels weird having Shadow Demon and Snapfire as your support duo. They don't really have anything in common together except a cookie setup from the disruption.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But the thing is, they
10
do different
seconds
things.
remaining.
Snapfire wins you.
Yeah. I was about to say that they do very different things. So I
5
guess
seconds
things
remaining.
being different puts people together like a good relationship.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of them is going to be focusing on saving people. That the damage can be done onto the enemies. The other
Dire
one
team
is
pick.
going to be focusing on doing
Tide
that.
Hunter.
They're gonna go for the classic stable offlaner, the Tide Hunter. Geek Fam has the opportunity to pick themselves a hero that could still counter the Tide in lane, but they're also both heroes that Shadow Demon
10
likes to
seconds
play against.
remaining.
Ursa, Monkey King.
I think Monkey.
You may
Silencer.
now select your heroes.
Okay.
Core Silencer?
Carry silence. Pretty sure
Scam?
it's a carry.
Scam? Scam Silencer? Come on. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Or then they put the Omni Knight as a core and then he's a support. No, boo. Roger with the silencer. So Omni Knight core. Omni Knight carry? Omni Knight carry? Come on, Skim! Omni Knight. Oh, okay. Undying carry and the Omni Knight for the off lane or the mid lane. Most likely off lane. All the fun is spoiled. We were hoping for some cool stuff to happen, but we're only getting half of it. It could have been so much more hype. Geek Fam, though, winning the first game already as we head over to the second one. Geek Fam's draft. Now that we see the positions, how do you rate this one? I'm going to use 0 to 10 this time. 0 being the worst, 10 the best. What would you and give me some pros and give me some cons.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a 4.
Ooh.
The cons, the most obvious one is you don't take down towers. Also, a con is that you have no flesh. Also, a con is that the Omni Knight doesn't lane well against the Lash. I mean, you have the burst from the flank, And the pros are that you're gonna have a very strong early mid game timing. But
Are you gonna have fun with this draft?
yes. And
All
it's
right,
a
so
game,
that's definitely a
it's-
pro.
That kind of
I think the players were like, we can meme around a bit, but we can make it work if we have the players on the right heroes. So I think either this was Roger calling out that I want to play Silencer, or they decided they're going to play Silencer and just change the role. I think because of the rarity of some of these heroes played in a specific position, say Omni Knight offlane, which is looking to be a bit of a sacred replica, which I was going on about at the start of the draft, that hey, we might actually be getting ourselves like a South American attempt of the offlane Omni Knight. I think playing fun heroes and heroes that are not playing in the role traditionally creates team synergy.
that is true. You kind of see how people see Dota when they're out of their comfort zone. I don't think Scam is ever out of his knows what's up. Really good setup for Geek fam for a here. They have vision.
First blood attempt, bushwhack onto 2 as Mamang Daya started off with the gush and he's running away. Jacroy is running away. Travens,
30 seconds.
they're all trying to get a wave of this, and Skem as at 20 stacks right now. They're gonna bubble one bushwhack to catch Jacroy, but the cut off the tree. And it was, who cut that one?
Dalal.
Dalal, no, he didn't. That's why I'm wondering who cut the tree, because it was somebody else. Unless it was him who actually cut it as it was flying in. So that's the only thing I can figure out, that they both timed at the same time.
I was thinking it was like it wasn't Jacroy because he never moved toward the tree. That's a little bit weird to me. I didn't see the turn rate there, but the Shadow Demon has all of his tangos. Now he ate one, but he had 3 at the point, and Jacroy was the only one with the tango.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a lane swap. We have Maman Daya going bottom with the Tidehunter and a top Leshrac. Roger's gonna be like, oh, what is this guy doing here? Oh, what is the Shadow Demon doing here? They've done a lane swap.
I actually feel like the Omni Knight should be okay against the Tidehunter.
And he's
With the Omni,
fine.
you want to be super aggressive. I don't know if you remember the offlane Omni days, 2016, 2017. I'm not really sure. Even at that point, sometimes it was tri-lanes versus the Omni, and you could see Omni Knights from time to time just running into people with the Purification and getting kills in those kind of scenarios. So
Yeah, those were the days when you would play all the Heart Dispellers in the offlane. The Abaddons, the Omnis, and the LCs were very popular back then.
Also the heroes that can block the Earthshakers, the Tusks, the Clocks, and then you would have the Dark Sea from time to time.
Yeah. Those were the days when you would still farm souls by popping cogs inside your fountains. Shadow Fiend was really popular. 14, 15, 16 when they used to do that a lot. It just started to fall off. Not anymore. When's the... I mean... We haven't seen Clockwork SF like forever.
I don't know if it ever will.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm thinking. So far, looking like a pretty stable laning stage. Curious about if we're going to see any kills except maybe in the mid lane with the Bat Rider attempting to kill Cox. So top lane has some kill potential right now, battling it out, at least missing the split earth.
Tango is a good hero against the Bat for you not to, because when the Bat wants to go for you, you're just running away. He gets close, you use the shield crash, he's way too slow, you get out. So in that regard, Tango is okay. That's pretty much like playing the Ursa in the Bat tries to chase you, you max out the Earth Shock, you use it, and then he can't get on top of you. Yeah, and the Ursa hasn't been played. It's kind of the same concept.
A lot of yeah, seems like it. Looking at Cox in mid. Roger dead. With the Shadow Demon to Arcane Curse. He's got sticks though. And actually the dock runs out just in time. Kill for him. Skem is playing a hero that is really good in the lane, and I actually enjoy seeing Undying Core. Mainly because of how powerful the hero is through levels. And if you get an item to link up with it, like say he's going for face boots, that's a tower deny, but Roger actually intervenes for the kill. Skem can have a lot of impact with an early Undying.
Yeah, for sure. What is needed for a carry Undying though is stacks. So I'm gonna be looking at Narman to get those ancient stacks up. That is the thing, you max out the Tombstone, and once you max out the Tombstone, you go and you take the stacks. That's how you farm with this. Because at some point you're gonna start falling behind.
Potter 2 gets silenced and Arcane Cursed.
Radiant's courier has
Roger
been killed.
making a lot of rotations back and forth. He is gonna need to rely on his support to TP in for the bottle refill. That is the lull. Already getting a shield crash on top of him. Get them extra poke and water rune spawning. Let's see if either mid lane gets either of them. Fox uses a lot of one charges to heal up. And this silencer never left the mid. He walks back in for another Arcane Curse.
Cox went for the boots over the ball. So he's definitely struggling. Oh, he wants to kill Poda too.
Looking for the angle for it. He's gonna run in. There's the first one right click in. The tower hits and the fairy fire will be enough for him to live. Another right click from that, but he still dies because Roger never left the goddamn mid lane, making it a 2 versus 1 lane instead of a good old 1v1.
And that is the strength of
Top.
Undying. You can live in the road.
Stun
And you
coming out. Undying. He's got very low mana. He's able to drop the Tombstone down, but is it enough? Running out of decay stacks, and so is his HP pool coming to a close. The lull closes him out, and Jacroy for the Tombstone.
And Force is in trouble in the bottom lane as well. Okay, he'll be fine. He's not going for any points in Evelyn Grace currently. Makes sense, you know, as soon as the demon is level 6, spell will matter.
But if you look at CS, everyone is even.
Pretty much.
Dying. Undying, though he does die one time, he's now back in the lane once again. Start pumping up that farm. Still on the top. That one kill does pull Jacroy a bit closer. Bottom lane, a bit of a scuffle here as Travis and Mamang both pretty low here. Armin, we've seen him play a fantastic Hoodwink yesterday. If you missed that one, I would recommend watching it because his early game, the first 15 to 20 minutes on Hoodwink, just everywhere and always getting a kill, whatever he did.
Yeah, hero. Every single time that the spell was needed, he got the connection. He had a few misses on the
Oh, Porta 2. He's got Firefly. He's gonna hide on the low ground. Just wait for him to pass. But Norman coming in, and again, he's gonna do exactly what he's best at. Rotate in for a kill. Great timing that he comes from the bottom rune to participate in that quick skirmish.
The silencer pick now makes so much more sense. They picked it for crushing the Batrider. Even though you're not going to be laning against the hero, you know just how big of a nuisance it is to play the Bat versus the silencer. The second you use the Arcane Curse, the Bat is just... he's just staying there with his Firefly, and he can't do a thing.
Radiant's middle tower is under
6
attack.
kills in the first 6 minutes. We're up for a potentially kill-heavy game. Off lane. Proves our point exactly. Sken getting lassoed up. Lane break comes in. Porta 2 is going to take a decent amount here. He would have needed another right click to finish off Sken, but Sken's going to chill around the back, and he's going to finish it off with a decay. That's level 3. Does 80 base damage while taking away your strength.
These early fights are something that Geek Fam's lineup is really good at. They have good lanes, good early game, and good early to mid game. Then it can become an issue for them. But if Spawn continue giving away these kills and the lead continues to increase, you're not gonna have enough damage to kill the enemies, and then Geek Fam can do whatever they want. So in my mind, Spawn should slow down a bit. The BKB on the Bat, the boots of travel, the ability to be a bit faster on the map is something that you need, and killing the supports would be a much easier endeavor than just going for an Undying. It's way too fat up hero.
The LOL is making some big stacks here. Stacking has been a theme we've been discussing quite a bit about the frequency of stacks per minute or stacks per game.
This is going to be a stack heavy game for sure. On one side you have a Batrider, Tidehunter and a Lesh. On the other you have a Undying. So definitely going to be a lot of emphasis on the stacks.
Yeah, big ancient camps, big hard camps, and battling out in the lanes for the time being. Roger killed off the LOL with a streak, and now Scam to fall as well. Travis will secure this one. Narman, 2-man bushwhack, could have been 3-man bushwhack. 3 cut down, no damage to follow. And Force is actually bullying this Tidehunter. I was kind of surprised about this. I thought that Tidehunter would be having a better time. But Omni Knight is actually celebrating.
Yeah, the Purification in itself is a very hard spell to deal with for melee heroes, but then you have this Hammer of Purity. And the thing is, we haven't seen a offlane Omni Knight, you know, for some time, just bullying people. And that is how it will go. Even the Tidehunter can't go through properly.
Cox gonna go over the Rolling Thunder into Travis. Bubble save from Delol. Won't get a full-on connection. Cox trying to take a detour from the secret shop. The merchant ain't happy that people are rattling his treasures. But Amang Daya. Oh, there's some money. Oh no, they're gonna find out. Skem's gonna squeeze in between. Steals half of them with the first decay. Now they're gonna fight for it. Fight for it. Brawl. Murder. Kill. Take them all. They're gonna go for Force, but the Ravage. They're gonna take Force down first, and on to Travis to take a second, and Spawn on the run. They just want to kill some creeps and get some money, but no. They're gonna be losing heroes for it. Jikro on the other side. Cox for the double kill. Tombstone down. We're gonna take your ancients. They're for us, not for you. Forcing Mamandai away. Delol trying to get some shadow poisons in. Cox has to be careful with his HP. Narman on the other side. Scam walking in. Bushwhack dodged, and still not enough. Pota 2 has already respawned. This fight's taking forever. The lasso comes in. He's got the Pango. 200 HP. Mortimer's Kisses coming in as well. They want to turn this around. Pota 2 to fall. Scam might be dying as well, but Mamandai trying to fight till the end. He's going to get pushed back away. He might be dying himself. The curse is there. Cox with a swashbuckle. Followed with a shield crash. Rolling Thunder. Cancels Sapphire for the cookie and takes him down. Scam with a triple, and Roger to fall in the arms of Jacroy. Cox will TP away. This is SCA, baby. This is what we live for.
This is there is one good thing for Spawn. The Ancients didn't die. But other than that, it's a disaster. Geek fam, just the perfect time to go in. I thought for a second it might be bad. You can see so many neutral items. Did they leave any of their own? Okay, they didn't. But the thing is that you didn't have the Tombstone immediately, and you couldn't pop it as soon as they got into the fight. So for a second I was scared for Geek fam that they're gonna be going down, but there just isn't enough constant output of damage on the side of Spawn as soon as Jacroy dies. So then you have to poke, and they've done a good job poking, defending the Ancients, but it cost them so many heroes on the side of Spawn. Jacroy though, every single time, man, I watch this guy on the Lash, how is he so farmed when he has died 3 times?
That's a very good question. Scam now got his Tombstone on the other side of the map. Is actually starting to take some hits as well from the ancient creeps, but the zombies are definitely doing work. He's happy with this. We're gonna farm this. We don't care about Norman dying in the top lane. We're gonna watch this farm fest right now. SD living with 30 HP after that battle, and Roger has to intervene with the Arcane Curse to help with the farm. Scam might still die here. It's close. It's close. They got stick charges out of it, and now they're fine.
Dire's top tower is under
Geek fam had a
Dire's structures
bigger
are
fight with the
fortified.
Ancients than they did with Spawn. Spawn didn't get close to killing Scam this much against the Ancients, though. That was the real battle.
Yep, and Jacroy, you said he had a lot of farm, but the Undying was leading in net worth above him after he's finished all those camps. So 2 Tombstones right off cooldown, and now ready to fight. Echo Saber ready.
They have the Sharpshooter now.
gonna try on Narman. Narman, this is Global Silence coming out. Shadow Demon, he's silenced up. Skem showing up. Slap, slap. Nope. Second slap still in the air. Oh, Narman's gonna steal it. He's gonna take it away for himself. Cox is gonna be jumping onto Travens, and Narman somehow squeezes in a right click to steal the kill.
A little something extra.
Now pushing towards the top lane. 3k net worth lead as well for Geek Fam. But what's going on in bottom? Nothing. Mamang and Force just tying up in farm, like they have been doing almost all game long.
Are fortified.
It's still okay. Jakoi is getting massive amounts of farm, and they are getting some kills. Spawn has understood they can't go for a big engagement, so they're trying to keep their distance and just kill the supports when they have to put in Narman as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Narman will go down. They did get a pick off in mid as well in the terms of the silencer. Jakoi no stun. Cox is gonna TP away. Scam's also running away from this.
Some big item times are gonna come out for Geek Fam. As you mentioned, they already had the Echo Saber, but there's gonna be a defusal done, and the pipe is coming out for the Omni Knight. So this is the timing of Fam when you start going forward, when you feel like you cannot lose a fight. So this is when you will try to force out 1 or 2 Ravages before Spawn gets too strong, so that they can bring down your Undying.
Well, with all these stacks cleared out, we're probably not going to be seeing more stacks made around the map.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
What is the biggest benefit for clearing out these stacks, or at least slowing down Jakroy, getting Skem big? But how big does he actually get with clearing out those stacks? Like, did he gain more from them than from farming lanes safely and happily and being able to participate in fights? Because he's also fight ready.
He should be getting more from the stacks, and also one big thing is that Geek Fam's heroes don't farm the junk. Getting the neutral items, it's also a big part of it. So I'm guessing Geek Fam would want to stack the ancient 17 just so they could get.
Well, our first 15 minutes, a very eventful game up till this point. 23 kills in total. Geek Fam's lead is gone. They had a 3,000 net worth lead and now diminished into a tie situation. At least in terms of economy. Jakroy once again on this Leshrac. This time he's died a couple times at least in this game compared to the other ones that he's had, where he's just had free reign and whatever he wants to do.
Even in the ones that he died, it always feels like he's getting way too much farm. This is the case in this one. Problems for Geek Fam, they haven't taken a
Want to take them among the... oh, what a beautiful save from the lull. Sharpshooter will miss, and the Ravage pop down as well. Cox is still going to be rolling in with the Rolling Thunder. Tidehunter getting Global Silence as well. He's going to be falling, and so is the lull. Skem too strong. As this Undying is a nuisance in the backline. There was a good Sharpshooter save, but that's all the goodness we got to see. Side of Spawn from that. Maybe mid tower? I will get it. Pop.
Geek Fam, they forced out the Ravage as well. But yeah, Spawn, nice call there not to go towards the bottom. I don't like that the Ravage was used, but overall it seems like Spawn definitely don't want to fight. Jakroy and Poda too. They saw the Ravage, they saw multiple heroes getting caught on the bottom, they were like, nope, it's just not our time. And that was a good read. You would have not been able to win that fight through the pipe, so just stay back for now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See what Geek Fan wants to do. Omni Knight has finished off a pipe on Force, and he's building into a Wraith Pact. Soak up a lot of magical damage dealt by the side of Spawn. We're currently hunting Skem. Flame Break will connect. Lasso as well. He's still got Tombstone, but I think this is a bit too much to deal with. He's still going to drop it down. He does get some healing out. Force is there, and he does get ulted by the Shadow Demon. Push back onto 2. Bubble save coming in from Delol as well. He does get the Bat Rider on the move. He's trying to get away with a piggy pole, but nowhere to go. Among he drops down a Wraith Pact, but just gonna give an extra 100 gold with it.
Force using that Heavenly Grace and Shadow Demon not immediately using the Demonic Purge when they saw the Undying caused them the 2 core kills. This is Delol just being greedy, like, I don't need to use my Demonic Purge, and then the Heavenly Grace stays on the Undying for a couple of seconds. Just a bit too long, enough for Geek Fam to come and get the kills.
Yeah. Small mistakes come to cost a lot. Jacroy has some stacks here in this jungle. It's gonna be, or in the triangle even. That's gonna be taken away. Cox can't squeeze in more than one stolen last hit. Batrider T being in Poda. 20 seconds for last. So Cox is gonna be stunning him first. He still have that regeneration up, but it's gonna be gone for now. And now Tidehunter right next to him. 7 seconds for Ravage. If only he had it sooner, they would have been able to turn it around to keep the Batrider alive. Cox doing some damage. He's ready to blow it down. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all gonna get stunned up. They will find themselves a kill to Cox, and now Scam onto the high ground as well. He's going back and forth, back and forth. He doesn't even know where he wants to go, but the Flash Golem comes down the tombstone as well. Travis trying to take it down with his low shredder, healing it up in the middle of taking Jacroy down. Travis will fall as well. Malung die at the fall, and that should be a full-on 5-man team wipe going towards Geek Fam as they take all of Spawn team.
Oh, I'm actually super surprised that Spawn went for that fight. I mean, Batrider, there was half a second difference if his DP was gonna come through. If the creep had died, it would have been awesome for Spawn, because then they wouldn't have fought this one. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. The second we saw the pipe, I was like, okay, Spawn are not winning the fight in the next 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even more. Just chill, get your big items so that you can survive for longer, mainly the BKB on the Batrider, so that you can stay in that fight long enough to win it. But no, they went for it. Now, they brought 5 heroes last time around. They read it well this time around. Not so much. They thought Geek Fam was 2D, but I think even in tier 3s, Geek Fam just wins the fight at this. There's no BKB.
Definitely makes things a lot difficult. But there's now the Bloodstone Kaya on the Leshrac. And for Jacroy, well, he did get a lot of money for farming, so him dying doesn't sting too bad. But when are we going to see the damage come out from Spawn? Because a lot of that damage is already being mitigated by Geek. Fox jumping onto the Batrider. We can consider it more of a question that does not necessarily need an answer. Here's Poda. Boomerangs. Stunned up for a very long duration here. Skem, the sharpshooter, finishes him off. Narman, he is the true sniper. Travis, nowhere to go as Narman is there. If there's a hoodwink, there's a kill.
Panda, what kind of an analyst would I be if I wouldn't be able to answer you? For me, Spawn, they have AoE damage, so the way that you do it is that you survive longer. Currently, you cannot survive longer. Do not have BKBs, that's the main thing. The problem lies in the fact that you've lost 3 engagements. Out of those, 1 was a big team fight, and you lost them heavily, so you're giving way too much gold to
Jacroy trying to move himself safer into the trees with the split earth, but Hoodwink was already chasing him. Sharpshooter, teleport away. No, sir.
Oh, man. He thought he was okay there. I thought so as well. So he didn't pop the Bloodstone. He didn't pop the Pulse Nova. If you pop the Pulse Nova and the Bloodstone, you actually might survive the immense damage that you can have just long enough to get the kill.
Yeah, I think he played that a bit sloppy. He definitely could have just popped all of his damage as long as he has the mana to teleport away. That's all he needed to do. But not being efficient enough, and costs him his life. Into the Roach Pit they go. They have the Tombstone, and the disarms coming in from Cox, so this Roshan can't fight back. The more you have these pesky little minions, whatever you want to call them, they're gnawing at your feet. Even the tallest of giants will fall. And Cox will take the Aegis for himself. Second life for the Pango.
Scam even went for a BKB. He knows if I don't die, the fight is long, and the Tombstone is going forward. Him slowing down the enemies with the Flash Golem, they'll eventually get the kills, right?
Yeah.
So both of the teams are kind of looking towards, we want to live longer. For Geek Fam, it's just because we'll eventually kill them. And for Spawn is like, we won't do enough damage right off the bat. So we need our spells to continue going forward. And for Geek Fam, it's pretty much the chase for them to have the healthy enough HP to go forward.
What I also like about this is now that they've secured the first Roshan inside the next 15-minute period when they go for the second Roshan. Oh, actually, never mind. Undying did buy the shard himself now. So I was waiting for him to play it like an Ursa, where you take the second Roshan, take the shard for yourself, but he's just decided to straight up buy it. The zombie spawning from his right clicks with an Echo Saber, really, really worth.
It changes things so much, because even if you kill the Tombstone, those zombies are gonna be a problem for both the Batrider and the...
They are damaged, they are vision. Lasso, Ravage stacked on top of each other's, and that will work out. This time, no chances left for Scam. Cox actually, after the shield crash, not sure if that illusion timed out or if he used it on purpose, but it kind of almost cancelled his shield crash animation completely and almost did no damage. And blink out from Amang Daya. Or Schwack, beautiful Narman. He's got the Aether Lens, he has a lot of cast range. Omni Knight broken. Heavenly Grace available, doesn't need to use it, he will up and onto Cox.
Great decision from Roger not to pop the global signs as soon as the lasso comes out. I think they underestimated the damage of spawn, but this is just the thing. If there's no pipe saving you, if there's no global signs, you are actually killable in the stuns of spawn. They use two ultis for it. It's a lot of committal, but with just the global signs, the Undying probably lives, uses the soul rip, and then it's a completely different fight.
I will miss my reflection.
They can't get to the tier 2 tower at least. They're going to have to leave it up for a little bit longer. Scam has respawned. He's joining the team in mid. And they're like, Ichakroy might be farming some ancients for a third time this game. We've got the best benefit out of those 2 times in a row. Unfortunately, there's nothing here. There's no one here. It's empty.
They know where Ichakroy is, though. They saw him running towards top, and now he was staying on vision. Nice attempt from him. He doesn't get there.
Even with the Aether Lens, can't get close enough to throw the pushback. Also this teleport. 3k lead for Geek Fam, the same that they had earlier on today, or today, during the series, but it was more a while ago. Actually, a 5% win probability increased to 12 for spawn after that last engagement. Not looking like pretty healthy numbers, though. You're still relying heavily on this Leshrac, and Leshrac's damage output, well, there's a pipe. There is a Heavenly Grace.
There's no silencer.
A silencer found as well for Jakrai, might as well. Looking for more. Flame break on 2. Lasso will take down the Hoodwink. Narman is an easy kill. The Undying. Next level issue though. His BKB is at least worn out. The lull throws in his first ult. He's got an Aghanim. He can now purge 2. And that's what we wanted to see from him. Rabbit from Mamang Daya. They've got the global silence. The silencer buys back in. Presses R from the fountain. Easy game. Mamang Daya trying to run away. Iskem is giving him the hurt. And Cox will finish him off. Now finding Jakroy with a Bloodstone. How long can he stand his ground? He's still full HP. He's dealing some damage at least, even though he's getting mitigated heavily here, but helped alive and inside the bubble, dealing pulse nova damage. Geek Fam not looking too healthy. Skim's going away, and also Travis to fall. Cox might look for Jakroy. Pota 2 will die to force Geek Fam getting the chance to turn things around. And with Cox respawning, things just completely flip. It looked good for Spawn for a moment. Disruption with the Pulse Nova. They were taking damage and there was no Lesh to target.
It looked good for a moment for them. For the majority of that fight, they had moments when they're looking strong. The problem is that Spawn went into the Tombstone. You got 2 kills. You could have just ran out after the Tombstone was placed, but they got greedy. They wanted to get more. They wanted the Undying as well, and it baited them too deep into the Tombstone. After everything was committed, it was very hard to escape at that. They fought until so. I'd say Spawn should be happy with that one. It could have gone much worse, considering that the full duration Tombstone was on the clip for the whole fight, actually.
Leshrac did 10,000 damage for Spawn that fight. And that's a Narman found in the top lane. That's an easy one for Jakroy. Fox though can't locate the Lesh. He's got his axe picked up, and oh, Jacroy jumps back in, and he might just be able to get this one. He's low on mana though. Roger's here, and so is Skem. And with that Mage Slayer, he's gonna walk in. He has disassembled his Echo Saber to get the Mage Slayer, and Skem to cut down Jacroy's streak.
Slight mistake from Jacroy. He could have DP'd out of that one. They had nothing to cancel his DP with. Everything was already used. But he is making so many plays for his team. Look at the difference in net worth of him and the next hero, or even the next hero on his team. It is just a huge difference there, though. Slight mistake that he died right now, but still forced the enemies towards the top lane. So Spawn are gonna have ways to play the game once Croy is back in.
What I love to see is, which I kind of highlighted already, the Aghanims on the SD. Since there are the Pangos, the BKBs, and then the Heavenly Graces on your opponent's side, you're now able to not just focus on one target, but many targets. And Narman getting surprised here in this bottom lane.
Radiant's middle
How
tower
do you even
is
kill a
under
Lesh if the Shadow Demon is behind him? Imagine 3 Demonic Lenses. Currently it's 1200 HP. It's gonna be 1500, 115. The 3 Demonic Purges are bad enough in itself.
Now Roger, who bought back. He's got Global Silence, but he won't be able to cast it. It looked like he tried to get it off. Skem. Yeah, they're just gonna TP away from him. He has no TP cancels on this hero.
Tombstone, smoke time right now for the side of Spawn. They might not have a BKB or the last one.
Go.
But they have a Ravage and they have a very powerful Lesh. Without the Tombstone, you don't stop the Lesh at all. He kills every single one.
Yeah. They also got a Psychic Headband drop. Did anybody take that? He's grabbing it so far. Curious about that. That's a good item to have.
Shadow Demon gets it. Also pushing away the Undying when he's running in. That's also a big deal as well. Especially if he's on top of your Lesh. You want to stop him from...
Spawn taking over the top half of the map. The good thing for them is, even if it does look like a semi-support-y, a lot of team fight lineup, Lesh is still great at taking down objectives. They have a great pusher in this hero.
That's something Geek fam don't have. That's the main issue with their lineup, really. They've won so many fights, but no
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Are finding themselves some targets in the river. Is the Pangolier. Global Silence ain't gonna be enough necessarily. It just might do. Among the Ravage. Oh! Pota 2 coming in from the other side as well. They're gonna catch Narman off guard. He's gonna get burnt up and taken away. Skem. Tools here. The Lul does get killed by a decay. And the zombies also knowing at his feet.
Tombstone is down. No one cares about it.
They're fighting away from it. They're not even fighting on top of it, and they're trying to get away. Getting hunted down one by one by one.
Horse is gone as well.
Yeah. Slow death. Slow, painful death for him. Skem has left him for his own logs. They even want to farm the Wraith Pact before they kill him, because they know he's not a threat. And into a push you go. Or Roshan, 2 seconds. Travis walks in. You're gonna stay? Yeah, he stays. Instant reaction from Jacroy first hit pass.
I think it was like Roach. Hold up. It's a spam.
Yep.
Jump in immediately. He was just hoping for that one. Does Jacroy even need it? That is the question. Yeah, he wants the shard most definitely will go to Jacroy. That split earth really changes things a lot, because you can force Geek fam away from the Tombstone and then run that. We're seeing how Spawn are running circles.
This is the first time Spawn team is in the lead. Economy-wise, that is. 7k lead for them, despite being behind in kills. They're the ones who can punish Geek fam harder for team fights and trades. Pushing power that they have. It just has to be the Lesh alive. If Lesh is dead, things get a bit trickier. Then you're in the same situation Geek fam is in.
Geek fam is smoking up because Skem now has the blink. If you initiate onto the enemies with the Tombstone and they can't run from it,
oh, they see Jacroy. Perfect target as well. First hit bash as well from the Aghanim shield crash blocked by Cox. And that's your Aegis. Do they have any backup? Mortimer's cases could be unloaded on top of him, but they're afraid of the global silence. He's going to be able to blink out. Oh, he's bashed again. Norman Bushwhack will connect. Global silence comes in. And SD! Oh no! DeLong, wrong place. Wrong place to be, and he walks into an entire horde of dire heroes. Oh man. And the TP cancelled as well. Snapfire gonna get caught. Ain't going anywhere. Travis gonna be taken down. Hoda 2 slowing down Cox. And gets the lasso off. He wants a desperate kill. He might be able to, but there's a lot of healing. You're forgetting they have an Omni. They have an Undying. Batrider bushwhacked into death number 4 and Spawn. I think they just gave everything away with that.
And sometimes I do rush.
That was so weird from Jacroy to be so far away from his team. What was he thinking? The bash from the Pango and the Undying with the blink. I mean, it changes the dynamic of the fight so much when it's Geek Fam that is going in first. And now I was looking at Cox and like, he needs a Lincolns in this game, but he's never gonna get it at this pace. And then you just lose a fight. You're gonna start losing tier 2s finally 33 minutes into the game, and it's gonna allow the Spango to get towards the Lincolns, kind of countering the potential initiation from Spawn from both the Bat and the Flash alike.
It's been a while since they're able to take down a tower, and that's the first tier 2. They want to march onto the high ground and punish them inside their own base. Skem has a lot of right-click damage. That Guardian Angel will give him even more. Angle roll activated. Hawks disengaging with the rest of the team. They're out of there.
They have to get out. They understand now they will be the ones that get initiated on. Spawner smoking out for vision. This is not a smoke that is going to be giving you a big team fight. If it does, Geek Fam have messed up their... They haven't been doing...
A tie to the impurities.
It is so weird to see that a draft like this can work.
It's working in terms of team fights, but again, they're having this issue of taking down objectives. They want to fight so many times.
We'll get the Ravage out, and Ravage is actually quite off target. Won't actually catch anything. Looked like his blink was cancelled because he didn't get anything off. Global silence. They have the advantage now. Big sharpshooter from Norman. Takes down Travis. And again, moving out from their own territory towards Spawn's side of the map.
Among that, hold out an Earthshaker. This happens to Earthshaker players. Sometimes use the Echo, but the Echo is instant for a Ravage. That should never happen. His blink didn't get cancelled because he went immediately blink, Ravage into blink. So it was most definitely a mistake coming off of that.
Right.
It cost him dearly.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's the first intuition you have as a caster. Okay, something broke it. He's obviously not going to make a mistake. And Narman is trying to hunt down Jacroy here in the top lane. Oh, the scan. Oh, the TP canceled as well while they're fighting inside the base. Kim's killed. The big Undying. The big zombie is out of play. Jacroy trying to stand his ground. Narman, we've seen how much this sharpshooter does. And it does a plenty. And it's almost finishing off Jacroy in just one hit. But Cox has the axe, has the basher. And now we're going back to the mid lane fight where Force is finally killed as well. 2 losses for Geek Fam. Roger on the run. He's got a Lotus Orb to keep him alive for a bit longer, but he is definitely not killing these heroes, and he's definitely not getting out of this one.
He created space for Narman and Cox to connect, but really without the Rolling Thunder, they don't do that. The Pango is starting to dish out massive amounts of damage. When him and the Hoodwink can kill the Lesh, this was something that that was impossible just a couple of minutes ago. Pretty much at the time when Jacroy got the Aegis, he would never assume that the Pango and the Hoodwink would be able to kill him, but then a couple of good fights, and suddenly these heroes do more than enough damage.
At least Jacroy is down, so this game will continue to stretch even further. No decisive moves are going to be happening. Geek Fam though, nice wards.
Yep.
Yeah, full vision of the entrance of Spawn Space.
They're gonna know pretty much which part of the map are gonna be wards, and then you can explore them. You smoke, you come to that side of the map, you place a ward and a high ground, and you just wait for someone to walk past.
Lasso onto a Lincoln's by the Pango. TP cancel, Pota 2, no escape. So to teleport away because he knows Cox is the only one who can keep him out. They have killed the Batrider. They have full abilities available on the side. Except for the Rolling Thunder off cooldown in 50 seconds. They'll have Sharpshooter up by the time they get to the base. And there's a Bloodthorn on the Undying too, which I just spied.
Has a Bloodthorn. The Hoodwink has this E-Blade plus level 22 damage.
Instant Ravage. Not even thinking twice what to do here. They pop the Ravage. They can't get to the Tombstone though, but the little Shredder does some work. 4 seconds for another heal. It's still there. 2 hits from Among Daya, and it will be cleared out. Cox on the high ground. They get some poke on the Tidehunter, but he's too tanky. He has a Refresher. Could pop another Ravage. But they need the Batrider. He's up in 40. They're fending them off.
The Ravage on Scam lasted for half a second because Grace isn't there. He's using it for the purge of stuns.
Armin. Throw the Sharpshooter. Jikroy actually charged in. Global Silence. Bit of a panic one. But making sure they won't initiate on them gives them a head start to start the retreat.
It's going to be smoke time for spawn. Your Batrider is coming. The side lanes are pushed in quite nicely. And you forced out the Global Silence. Yep, they go for it.
Smoke on 3. Bat spawning. Teleport to these creep waves. He's going straight to top. I'm looking at the other items. Yeah.
They didn't want to fight. If they went for the bottom lane and TP'd the bat there, it would go to show that they... By them playing on the top lane, it means they're setting up with the... And having the gem. Far. I don't know if they're...
Well, Omni Knight just got an interesting talent. +3 Heavenly Grace Strength / HP regen per debuff.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
You get 9 Strength and HP regen for every debuff that you dispel with Heavenly Grace on the moment you cast it. So Scam, definitely a magnet for abilities. Among Daya, moving under vision. Creep Wave walks in as well. They know where they are. Scan. 2 trying to keep the top lane pushed in. They're going to smoke up from the bottom half. Roshan is up as well, and it's been started. They see where they are. The stun flies in Jikroy right next to the Roach Pit. Skem walks in. There's nobody in there. They want to take the high ground position, and this is really good. The shard is being annoying for Skem. He's going to get stunned again, but the flame break pushing him in. Pota 2 with the BKB. He wanted to grab Cox. He lasso casted already once, but he gets too far away. Can't finish it. Could see the green circle lit on the lasso momentarily there, but it didn't go through entirely. And we will continue. Ravages are up. Let's call him. We'll up for a couple seconds. He's going to jump on Mamang Daya. Dying. There's a couple hits onto the Tidehunter, but not enough. He's too bulky.
Zombies don't even do damage to the Tide. You can blink away from them. It's actually insane. They're swinging, but they're not doing the damage.
Yeah, the damage block of 110 damage on the Tidehunter. Good luck with that. Pop the Lincolns here, and the Lotus Lasso holding him in place. Nice bubble there as well, trying to buy some time for the Batrider. Ravage coming in from Among Daya. Silencer low on HP. He's going to be taken down just as the lull, unless he's able to juke around, which he's able to. Pota 2 the target, taken down. Roger for the kill. Batrider coming in with the vibe against the fight. Jikroy, he's still in the middle. He's got himself the Pulse Nova that's ticking. He's taking it off and now puts it back up, and it's not going to be enough. He's taken down. He's also gone for 100 seconds unless he buys back in, and the Shadow Demon in trouble. No more healing purges available, only the demonic purge of cooldown, but you can't do anything if you're stunned, and it's a costly fight for Spawn. This leaves Roshan unprotected.
What a Lotus Orb. And with the, I didn't know it works that way, but Pango has an axe and he double lassoed those heroes. The Batrider and the hero next to him got lassoed, both of them. And it was just a disaster because you have Cox staying in place, but he doesn't really care because he's protected by his team. And then you have double lasso on the side of Spawn, and they were the ones that wanted to initiate. That pretty much loses them the fight right there. Also, this late game Pango is doing way too much damage. He is creating so much chaos in the fight, and every single hero is staying without mana. while he's rolling thunder and just jumping with a shield crash. It's insane how much of an impact he has.
That was really cool seeing that that lasso effect come out, and I was expecting them to only grab the casual one hero, but he grabbed two. Tidehunter doesn't get broken, even though Norman tries his best with the sharpshooter. They're at least stunning him on the spot. The shield crash is doing a lot of work here. Cox with another blink on top of Mamangdaya. He's down to 900 HP, 800 down to less than 100, but it's not going to be enough. The acorn shot not going to fly far enough. Now taking down the tier 3 tower. Tombstone still placed down. 20 seconds for Flesh Golem, 10 seconds for the Ledge to come back up. Skem has to ponder his options here. He could stay. They're going to force at the cliff. I think that's enough for him. Starts to walk away as now Spawn team full in strength.
Geek fan wants to re-engage. We know what happens when they're the ones jumping in. Flash Golem is up again, but Skem isn't staying with the blink. I would kind of favor the blink over the phase boots here, because yeah, there it is. Him jumping in is the most important thing, so the Tombstone gets placed quite aggressively.
Cox is so ready to go in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Creeps in the bottom lane.
He wants to. Needs it. There he goes. Nice one. Global silence onto 4 on the spot. Of course, the entire team is silenced, but they can't do anything. Clustered up right next to each other. Travis down. Does have a buyback. Can be able to come back into this defense. Won't get the bat. They won't get the SD. These are the ones that can't die. Shadow Demon in danger in the front line. Dillol down to half HP. Able to walk away. The racks are slowly falling. Skem, the one doing the damage. This is such a slow push, but it's working. It's working. They've got the racks. Skem clears them out. He has 7,000 HP currently.
Look at his damage. Look at the damage of the Undying. When he has the Heavenly Grace on him, it's like 600 damage per hit. I was like, why are these Raxes falling like a Tiny is hitting them? But Skem actually doing massive amounts of damage. And now
the Heavenly Grace buff.
He has 3 lives. He has the reincarnation from the talent, and he has an Aegis. So there is no reason for Geek fam to go back. They're just waiting 30 seconds for another Tombstone in the Flesh Golem.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
This is a very tough defense for Spawn. They need to find a tool how to fight them back. Potatsu is the only one who can split push. He's doing so with his ninja gear, spamming napalm, spamming flame breaks. And again, another push is on its way. Skem enters the base. He's going to get hit by the tendrils. Broken. Still spamming out the K.
They need a blink on the bat. They have no way to initiate properly. If you go in with the lash, you're gonna die. You need the bat to pull someone away, and the only way you do it is with the blink.
They saw him. He TP's away. Cox tries to go for the TP cancel with a swashbuckle. There's always almost 100% chance that you will cancel the blink because you get so many hits from the swashbuckle. You're eventually gonna get that bash out. Roger, dangerous position under the ward. Poda will get the lasso, but there'll be immediate removal with the Grace, but still it's not going to be enough. Double Ravage used on both of them. The Omni Knight in trouble. Aeondis will be pumped as well. What can they do with this? Cox is running them all over. Norman coming in as well, tries to get himself the sharpshooter. He needs to hit the Tidehunter with it, and it's going to miss. It's not going to connect at all. They will lose the silencer, but he bought back in. They know there's no Ravage to fight against. This might just be the time for Geek fam.
No Tombstone. It's also no Tombstone. Let's see how much Skem can do.
They're going back into the base. Mamangdaya, he's got himself the gush. They're slowing down the Omni Knight. He's basically stuck on the spot. Heavenly Grace, 10-second cooldown. Jacroy going for the stun, charging in the front. This Light Strike needs to take the kill. He will take the Jet Shell down onto the ground. They're going to get lasso onto Skem. Skem's being pulled away from his entire team, and this is a good chance to at least hold them back. Maybe force out the talent. Maybe force out the Aegis. That's the reincarnation. That's the reincarnation. The first one. He's still got a second life, and a third after that. It's going to be blinking away. Cox is losing his life as well. The Pango's going to be dropping very low on HP. Norman trying to help him from the background as well. Jacroy, he's slow as hell. He ain't going anywhere. He's going to be sniped down by Norman. Going to be losing his life in the front. That's going to be life number 2. Undying only got 1 life remaining, and he's going to need to pack up of his entire team. They need to get him out of there. Leshrac stun from the shot. Going to be connecting. Cookie coming in as well. Undying dropping down to half HP. BKBML, we're going to be turning it around onto the Shadow Demon. They go to It's going to be rolling on HP. It's going to be taking it down around. Going into the minus bubble. Leshrac did Jim Croy. He fought back. He needs to live. He needs to hold. He needs to keep his ground. Roger down. It's the Tombstone on the ground. Mamangdaya down. Jim Croy down. Geek fam, they're doing it.
They're taking them all with them. There's only 3 defenders remaining, but the buyback from this Tidehunter ain't going to be enough. Skem, he lost 2 lives, but he's got 3. Bushwhack on 2. Norman saving them with a backline. Oh, jerk kill for Skem. Another slight kill for Norman. Dashed in front of the base. GG.
Man, I wanted to see
What a game.
damage with the overwhelming blink. That entire fight there, stopping his overwhelming blink. He has a billion strength, and I just want to see him jump and destroy someone. And no, they're not allowing him to do it. But yeah, Spawn there. For a second, it looked like Jacroy was gonna live through all of that.